And that's how I look at it. What makes him get more respect than me? You my next door neighbor, you know what I tell him? You got yours from your family. I got mine from the ground up, from hard work and dedication.
Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy. He's just a savant. He's just something special. No question about it. But I got to look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world.
Floyd's way is safe. Not in a punk, but it's like the safe way, like nothing ain't gonna go wrong. But that's how he fight. That's his character.
Floyd Mayweather got angry after Stephen A. Smith said he isn't the greatest boxer ever and that Terence Crawford could beat him. Stephen A. also said Sugar Ray Leonard was a much better fighter. He claimed most of Floyd's best wins were at lightweight and that he didn't dominate in higher weight classes. Stephen A. even said Floyd's win over Canelo wasn't that impressive. These comments made Mayweather furious, and he fired back to defend his legacy. Daoud Bey shared his thoughts on the comparison between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford after Crawford's big win over Canelo Alvarez. Bey said he slightly favors Crawford in a fantasy matchup but believes the comparison needs to be fair. He praised Crawford's victory over Canelo as amazing but reminded everyone that Mayweather also dominated Canelo when they fought years ago, at a time when Canelo was still developing. Bey explained that it's wrong to dismiss Floyd's greatness just to praise Crawford. Both fighters have achieved incredible things in their own ways. For him, the truth is in the middle. Crawford's win was special, but Mayweather's performance was just as legendary.
The second time. They can't take it away from him either.
Does this one mean more to you than the other ones?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
It gives us the opportunity as a team to go into the Hall of Fame. Instead of a fighter going in there, instead of a coach going in there, it gives us a better chance of going there as a team.
Well, congrats on that. I know that means a lot to you and the team.
Definitely that.
You know, I asked Bud this after the fight 2 weeks ago. Would he consider this his signature win? He said, yeah, one of them. Do you think that was his signature win of his career?
Well, the last fight?
Yeah, the Canelo one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was the underdog. Everybody thought that, you know, he was going to get beat.
What's up?
He was going to get beat. Surprising.
So what's next for Bud? What do you want to see him do?
I just want to see him, spend time with his family because, training for a fight, you be gone a long time. You're going away from your family. And it could take a toll on you after a while. So,
as his trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental win?
You know what? He made it look so easy. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Trainer Boozy Ennis spoke with passion about Terence Crawford's place in boxing. He defended Crawford against critics, saying Crawford has proved many times that he's one of the greatest fighters of his era. Ennis praised Crawford's willingness to take risks and never back down from tough opponents. He said Crawford performs best when the pressure is high, which sets him apart from other fighters. By always challenging himself against the best, Crawford has earned his spot among boxing's elite. Ennis added that people should stop downplaying Crawford's success and recognize that very few fighters in history have been as skilled, brave, and successful as he is.
Man, as you have become, you're a true inspiration to the youth, man. Anybody that's troubled, any troubled kid out there, man, they can look at you and say, hey, man, I got a fighting chance to get myself out the situation. All I got to do is make that choice. That's what you did, Crawford. You made that choice, man. You made that choice to change, bruh. You know, you saw going down, man, years ago, man, in 2008, man, when that bullet came through that window, you knew you had to do something or you'll end up 6 feet under, bruh. You know, so that courage that you had, man, and that will that you had and that mindset of change, man, and the gym, you know, grooming you and turning you into a man, because that's what boxing does. See, people don't understand, man, that boxing is more than just throwing punches. You know, boxing teaches you discipline. You know, it teaches you love for people, love for others, man. You know, working together. You know, you're there constantly every single day, man. You know, spending time there perfecting a craft, man. Perfecting yourself, understanding yourself, learning more about yourself each and every single day. You push it inside the gym. You know, boxing is more than just throwing punches, man.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, believes Crawford still has a few big fights left in him. Bomac said Crawford could fight 2 or 3 more times before thinking about retirement. He mentioned the possibility of Crawford moving up to 160 pounds, explaining that it's not just about winning more titles, it's about strengthening a legacy that's already worthy of the Hall of Fame. Bomac said Crawford has already made history by becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes, but the idea of taking on new challenges still excites both the team and the fans. He added that Crawford isn't fighting for validation anymore, he's fighting to secure his place among the greatest of all time.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom, but sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s, and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking. I watch the whole fucking episodes, and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it. Right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights.
Timothy Bradley spoke with emotion about Terence Crawford's impact on the sport. He said many young fighters struggle with self-doubt, especially when critics question their talent. But Crawford proved what hard work and determination can do. Despite the doubts early in his career, he kept silencing critics with his performances in the ring. Bradley explained that Crawford has become an inspiration for the next generation by doing what many thought was impossible, becoming an undisputed champion in multiple divisions. To Bradley, Crawford's story is about more than just winning fights, it's about believing in yourself, showing courage, and never giving up. Young boxers now see Crawford not only as a champion, but as a true role model.
Did what he did against Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford made himself the face of boxing, and he did it. He made it look easy. He made the Errol Spence fight look easy. That was supposed to be the toughest test of his career. I thought it was. The whole world thought it was. It was the easiest fight he had at welterweight. I thought, but I've been saying for years that he's gonna easily beat Canelo Alvarez, and he did. But many people expected Canelo to knock him out. That wasn't the case. With that said, now people are trying to throw. He's 38. Tomorrow, Terence Crawford will be 38 years old. He's a 5-division champion. If he wants to stick around, like Terence Crawford stated, okay, Terence Crawford stated, if I do stick around, I'm not dropping down no further than 160 pounds. If he stays in boxing, I say he have 2 more fights. Fight Janibek, who's the unified champion. Hopefully Carlos Adames and Lara fight and unify the belts. 2 fights at 160, pad the stats, become a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion. Cool. Other than that, Terence Crawford needs to retire.
Floyd Mayweather's journey went far beyond boxing. As Oladipo explained, Mayweather built 2 powerful personas, Pretty Boy Floyd and Money Mayweather, that captured the world's attention. Early on, Pretty Boy Floyd was a fearless fighter known for his exciting knockouts. Later, Money Mayweather became the ultimate businessman, using his defensive skills and smart marketing to turn every fight into a global event. His pay-per-view success and self-promotion made him a star far bigger than the sport itself. Oladipo praised Floyd's genius both inside and outside the ring, saying he created a business model that today's boxers still follow. By combining elite skill with showmanship, Mayweather became more than just a boxer, he became a cultural icon and the architect of modern boxing's business era. After Terence Crawford's incredible win over Canelo Alvarez, debate has broken out about what he should do next. Some people close to Crawford believe he should retire now to protect his legacy, saying he's already proven everything he needs to. But others in the boxing world disagree, arguing that he still has more to give. While a few critics continue to downplay his win, many fans believe Crawford is still at the top of his game and want to see him take on more big fights. Whether he decides to retire or keep going, Crawford's place among the greatest fighters in history is already secure. His achievements can't be taken away.
Tops of the night goes to Terence Crawford, who did not disappoint. He was supposed to be the smaller man. He was supposed to be the weaker man. He was supposed to be the man that was going to spend the entire night on his bicycle, running for his damn life because Saul Canelo Alvarez was coming his way. That is not what happened. What happened instead, ladies and gentlemen, was a masterclass in boxing by Terence Crawford. Now, to me, the fight, some people were saying it was severely lopsided and stuff like that. I'm not going for that. I'm not feeling that at all.
Veteran journalist Dan Raphael shared a long-term view of Terence Crawford's career. He said Crawford no longer needs to fight to prove anything, his achievements already speak for themselves. With multiple undisputed titles, wins over top opponents, and years of dominance, Crawford has earned his place in boxing history. Raphael explained that once a fighter reaches this level, the focus should shift from proving greatness to protecting their legacy. He warned that taking unnecessary fights could hurt what Crawford has already built. Instead, Raphael believes Crawford should enjoy the respect and recognition that come with being one of the sport's all-time greats. His record is already legendary, and whether he keeps fighting or retires, his legacy is secure.
But he stood in the pocket, like he's not moving anywhere from him. He's using his head moving, he's not being stupid, but he's not necessarily moving away from Canelo. Like you said, he's walking the, quote-unquote, bigger man down and forcing the action rather than going off, reacting to Canelo's attacks. So I think it was such an impressive display. But it sort of begs the question now, when you've a 3-time undisputed champion, I know money's important, financials, we always talk about that. His legacy is intact regardless. We'll start with Terence. What does a Terence Crawford do now? Like, what's the next thing that he does? Because you look around and go, is the only way that he really gets that ultimate chance if he goes up again? And do you say, what do you do?
I don't quite. Yeah, I mean, he was asked those questions at the press conference. He made 2 things clear. One, he's not going back to 154, and I say that because some people suggested about possibly pursuing a fight with Ennis, who has his debut in the weight class coming up.
Yeah.
That's probably unlikely. He's not going to go back down in weight. And I mean, no disrespect to Ennis, but Ennis is a guy that's known within the diehards of boxing. He's not in any way known beyond the boundaries of the hardcore boxing fan. So yeah. I don't know if that makes sense for a lot of different reasons for him. Not to say I wouldn't, as a boxing fan, enjoy watching the fight. So, yeah. But I don't think he's going back to 154. He was asked about like a Benavides at 175, and he acknowledged like that guy's really big. I mean, that's maybe a bridge too far. He already went up to 2 weight classes to fight Canelo at 68. So it feels to me like he can either stay at 168 and defend this championship and look to the same types of names that were being thrown around as the types of guys that would have been in the mix for Canelo.